Good afternoon, good evening, students. I hope you're doing good. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're back with another lecture concerning linguistics for first year students. As you can see, it will be about linguistics as a scientific discipline. But before we dealt with traditional grammar as usual, we dealt with comparative grammar during the 18th and the 19th century. You can find the videos on the channel, of course. And today, it will be about linguistics. Well, the outline of today's lecture will be about why. First thing is, why do we consider linguistics to be a scientific discipline, and what are the scientific principles of linguistics? So this is the outline of today's lecture. So before we answer the question why do we consider linguistics as a scientific discipline, I invite you to like the Facebook page of this channel in order to be notified whenever I post something new, of course, and also subscribe to the channel if it's not already done. That would encourage me to do more and help you out during the period of exams. Anyways, to answer the question, why is it considered to be a scientific discipline? You should know that science is an active process of creating knowledge through the scientific method. Okay? And the scientific method is a set of steps followed by different researchers in different disciplines. So if you want to make any discipline as a scientific discipline or a scientific one, it has to follow some specific steps. What are these steps? They are observation, hypothesis, experiment, and result. These four steps, if any discipline let's say is based on these four steps, then it is considered to be a scientific one. And of course, linguistics is considered as a scientific discipline because it is based on the scientific method. Now, I hope we have answered the question, why is it considered as a scientific discipline? I repeat, it is mainly because it follows the four steps of the scientific method in order to create knowledge. This is what we call science. It's an active process. Anyways, to move to the second point of the lecture, it is the scientific principles of linguistics. We have five principles. The first one is descriptive and explanatory. We have the second one, that is objectivity. The third one is exhaustiveness. The fourth is consistency. The fifth is economy. So this might look, let's say, a little bit confusing for you, but no problem. We are going to explain each principle alone. We shall start with descriptive and explanatory. It is easy. If you say descriptive, it means a linguist should, let's say, describe a linguistic phenomenon while answering to, let's say, two questions only. If you mix descriptive and explanatory. Descriptive means how does it look? Explanatory, why does it look like that? This is when a linguist is dealing with a linguistic phenomenon. The second point, or the second principle, is objectivity, which means that all languages are considered to be equal. You know, there is what we call, between brackets, language racism. Some people might think that their language is superior to another language, or other languages in plural, but it shouldn't be the case. Language is only a mean of communication. It shouldn't be, or we shouldn't have a superior language. So linguistics, from the perspective of linguistics as a scientific discipline, when we say one of its principles, it is objectivity, which means all languages are considered to be equal. There is no supremacy or superiority between languages. And we have the third principle, that is exhaustiveness. This is very important. Exhaustiveness is the fact that linguists study all the linguistic elements from all angles. Okay? For example, a linguist should study everything to get a theory, like studying all phonemes, not just one. Okay? This is about exhaustiveness. When it comes to the fourth principle, is consistency. which means the contradiction should not be found, or contradiction in general should not be found in any linguistic theory. For example, if a linguist is about to or has given a theory or linguistic theory, there should be no contradiction within the words. Okay? And for economy, it is interrelated with consistency, of course, and it means any linguistic theory should be economical. That is to say, scholars or linguists use a limited number of words and short statements to explain linguistic theories, because not everyone, let's say, is going to understand, let's say, the difficult terms used in linguistics. But a linguist should be able to use short statements to explain a linguistic theory or linguistic theories in plural. And of course, to do so, they have to use a specific kind of words, or we can say limited number of words. Anyways, this is about linguistics as a scientific discipline. I can give you, or perhaps I'm going to do it next lecture, that would be about the European structuralism. This is very important as well. The European one, then we are going to deal with the American structuralism. Anyways, if I've made things clear during this video, that's more like it. If not, you can also comment, or I can find your questions in the comments below. Otherwise, you can message me on the Facebook page of this channel, and I'll answer you as soon as I see your message. Well, otherwise, I tell you, see you in the next video. Peace.